Anime Vanguards just dropped update 2 for their game, the Fate update, and this update was very long awaited and anticipated. It was said to be their biggest update yet. This was the update that would either make or break the game. This was the update that would decide whether they would be able to compete longevity-wise with Anime Adventures or if they would be left in the dust along with all the other tower defense games that came before them. And did this update succeed in putting them back on the map? Well, that's exactly what I'm here to talk about in this video. The title for this is probably going to be something like Anime Vanguards We Need to Talk, and I'm going to slap Cypher's face on the thumbnail again because I fucking love doing that, dude. I just love like looking at his face. He just looks so serious. He's like, we need to talk. And I fucking love it, dude. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I am going to be reading some of the comments that I got on my latest video regarding update 2, and I'm worried, dude. Like I always preach transparency and honesty on this channel. I am worried because AV right now is getting their ass beat. AV is dead ass like, bro, it's like that one scene in Jujutsu Kaisen when they're jumping Mahito, I think. It's just Todo and Yuji slapping the fuck out of him. Bro, that's Anime Vanguards right now. Like, let him get up. We're actually getting beat. We're getting like pummeled. And that worries me because as a tower defense YouTuber, if the current biggest anime tower defense game, the one that has the most hype behind it, is underperforming, I won't say the word underperforming, but if the reception to their quote-unquote biggest update is this negative, I'm worried. Because Anime Adventures is basically my last hope, right? If Anime Adventures fails and people stop watching anime tower defense games on YouTube, I'm cooked. It's over for me. It's dead ass over. I'm gonna be living on the streets in poverty. I'm gonna be like Squidward in that one episode where he quit his job at the Krusty Krab. I'm gonna be living in a cardboard box, shaking my cup for spare change. That's gonna be me. That's gonna be me if these games fail. Like, guys, I'm a little worried here. All right, let the record show that update 2's success, maybe lack thereof, is worrisome. It is making me scared. Are anime tower defense games on Roblox cooked, or is Anime Adventures our savior and last hope? Only time will tell, but let's get into the comments. This is like the ATD Cold War and AV is losing. Well, I guess that's a pretty well-articulated way to put it if you want to parallel it with the Cold War. They are losing, bro. Like, this is like a series of proxy wars, except there's no one actually fighting. It's just the fans of both games going back and forth. And it's looking worse for AV by the day. And let's go to the next comment. They panicked, dropped the update. You can tell it was rushed. They didn't even add the new lobby and the unit achievements mentioned in the PDF doc they sent. AA got these guys acting up. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, we'd need an official statement from the devs, but they're never gonna go out there and make an announcement. Yeah, we dropped the update because Anime Adventures was dropping. Like, they're never gonna say that, right? We can only speculate. I personally speculate that they also dropped it because of the trailer. And if you notice, Anime Adventures re-release trailer got unlisted from YouTube. I don't know if that means that they're gonna wait for AV to die down and hype a little bit before they drop. I don't know if they're gonna drop it later. All I know is that it's a very big coincidence that on the day that Anime Adventures drops their re-release trailer, Anime Vanguards drops update 2 literally an hour after. Like, it is just boggles my mind. That is a huge coincidence. I refuse to believe this wasn't intentional by some side here. Well, probably AV. Like, in my expert opinion, and please take the word expert with a grain of salt, I play these games for fun, and I talk about them. Anime Vanguards saw that Anime Adventures was going to drop, and they're like, shit, we need to lock in and drop this now, because when AA drops, they are going to kill most tower defense games for a hot minute. And I definitely see that being a very real thought process that could have went through their heads. Because when the biggest competitor of all time is going to drop, logically, you don't really want to go head-to-head with them. It's probably not a smart business move. Anyways, let's move on. Of course, it was the most ideal time for them to update. They know they have zero chance and want to release an update before AA comes back so they can milk their premium payouts more. AV's hype is gone and won't ever be back. Now, this heavily ties into the last comment that I talked about, and yeah, the hype for this game dissipated way faster than I thought it would. And once again, that's one of the things that worries me. Because when you're a YouTuber and the main genre of game you cover is starting to, you know, dwindle and taper off significantly, like at an alarming rate, you think to yourself, am I gonna grow up to be a fast food technician 2 weeks from now because my channel will no longer get views because people just aren't gonna watch these anymore? But I'm rambling now. Let's move on. Largest update, game full of horse shit. Well, not much more for me to comment on that. That is just a very passionate comment, and I know a lot of you guys might think that I'm cherry picking these negative comments. I promise you I'm not. Look through my most recent video. You don't even have to spend more than 2 seconds scrolling before you find a negative comment. The overwhelming majority of all of my AV comments on like my AV videos are negative. And it is just like, it's extremely evident, right? You don't accuse me of picking these comments specifically to try to push a narrative, blah blah blah. Like, if you don't believe me, go look for yourself. You don't even have to look at my most recent video. Look at the comments on any of my current day Anime Vanguards videos, and it is just an unrelenting mob of hate. And personally, I didn't think the update was that bad, but whenever I say that, people call me a glazer. They say I get paid off. They say that I'm just riding this game. I'm bouncing on it like a pogo stick. So you know what? I gave up. I'm not even gonna try to give my honest opinion or feedback on updates anymore, because it seems like if I do that, it goes against a very big group of people who hate the game. And then that big group of people, you know, they'll redirect that rage at me. Like that one episode of SpongeBob where the Alaskan bullworm ate that dude's ass. That's me, bro. Like, I'm fixing the car and I'm talking about Anime Vanguards, and then like the hate mob just eats my ass and I'm gone. I'm just like sitting there like, aw, shucks. I know that's a pretty dumb analogy, but stay with me. It's how it feels. That's how it feels. Let's move on. There is no new game mode. It's just Infinity Castle, but more annoying. Yeah, I saw a lot of people talking about how they didn't like the new Infinity Castle game mode that they had in Anime Vanguards. I haven't tried it myself. I can't talk too much on that, but let's move on. They rushed the update just so they could fight against Anime Adventures. Anime Adventures still will be walking over them like a goddamn heavy tank. I don't know if they rushed the update. I don't know if I agree with that. I haven't encountered any bugs personally, but I've talked to a lot of people who have. So, I don't know. I don't think it was rushed, just from my experience. It seems pretty put together, but hey, I can see how some people think that they, you know, went into crunch time to put this update out sooner. Let's move on. Biggest update, bro. This doesn't feel as much as they hyped it up to be. Oops, caps. Yeah. My next video is going to be a special video. Stay tuned for that. I think you guys will really like it. One criticism that I've heard is that the AV devs are too vocal about what they're going to do, and then they end up shooting themselves in the foot because of it. What do I mean by that? Let me give you a very specific example that applies right now. They hyped up Update 2 to be the next big thing, right? This was the update that was going to save the game, their biggest update yet. It's going to be worth the wait. And they hyped it up so much that people were immediately hating upon release because it didn't meet their unrealistic expectations. I think that through hyping up the update as much as they did and speaking on it before it was out, they shot themselves in the foot. But I can also sympathize with them because they're in a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation. They're going to get hate if they don't talk about the update because of a lack of communication. And they're going to get hate if they do talk about the update because now everyone's expecting a product that is just unrealistic for their demands. So it really is just like, you're fucked. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And let's move on. Last comment. To be honest, this update is really mid. They said it would be their biggest thus far. They barely added anything. Now, they barely added anything. Come on, like, they added some stuff. Let's not lie now. But like I said, that ties exactly into my last little segment that I did. They hyped up this update too much for their own good, to the point where people were just immediately disappointed, disenfranchised, and unhappy with the update. And the player counts speak for themselves, right? Like, I don't know what this update peaked at. I think it was like 29k, 30k. Right now, we're already at 19k. And although those are good numbers, right? 19k on any given Roblox game is extremely successful. You're making good money. But when we compare that to release. This game had like 200k on, I don't know how many 100k on update 0.5. They easily broke 100k, and it just started dwindling and dwindling and dwindling to the point where it is today, which is why so many people start saying, oh, game's dying, game fell off. I don't think it's dead, but it's undeniable that the game's in a downward slope. Anyways, that is going to be it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. It's going to be a good one. I promise that you're going to like this one. I really think you will. Anyways, we will catch you in the next one, and happy holidays.